Hi, about a year ago I did a video where I took one of these Chinese-made M1 helmets and I redid it, made it look a little bit more like a real one. And I've had a lot of comments asking if they're ballistic rated or if they'd stop shrapnel. So I got a pound of tannerite. Tannerite's legal in 48 states. I just got this at a hardware store. It's a chemical reaction, not an explosive. So I thought I would use it for this. So I got our Chinese helmet and I made these cute little stands. And then I have a crushed original M1 helmet. I didn't crush it, I got it that way. And then we're going to put our tannerite on that log and see if it is able to stop shrapnel. I had an EOD friend that gave me tips on how to make this a little bit more realistic. So I ranged it to make sure that we were beyond the danger zone. And we're going to use a 30-06 M1 Grand to set it off and see what we get. So I think the log got the worst of this, but the original, the real M1 helmet has 0 marks. It looks completely fine besides the crushed look it already had, but it looks just like it was up there. And the net obviously is a little bit messed up, and you can see a few areas where shrapnel hit it. So I initially was going to say maybe they are rated for shrapnel, which is crazy for a $40 helmet from China. But then I got thinking, I remember seeing an ad from the 40s advertising how strong U.S. steel was and the fact that the helmets, M1 helmets, would stop a 45 round. And there are actually 45 rounds made for spot testing helmet lots. And I noticed on this box they were 825 feet per second, plus or minus 25. And I don't have any of that, but I do have this partial box of Winchester that I had a friend with a chrono test, and they're 835. So it's pretty similar. I was setting up, and this little critter wandered over and watched me for a little bit. And then he kind of wandered out slowly. So just like before, I have our original M1 helmet on one side and the reproduction on the other. And then I just took a 1911 and did a similar test just to see if they would stop a bullet. We can see the original M1 helmet took a big dent, but it didn't puncture the helmet, whereas the Chinese ones didn't slow it down too much. It hit a little bit low, so it didn't have an exit hole out the back of the helmet, but it tore out the sweatband. You can see it there. And then I noticed the bullet track in the mud. Occasionally this happens if the soil is the right consistency, so I dug it up so we could look at it. So here you can see a little bit better. The bullet hit and deflected off to the right, left a big dent, but if you had a liner in, I think you'd probably be okay. There's enough room between the suspension and the liner. I don't think it would have caused too much damage. It probably would have rung your bell pretty good. Whereas the reproduction, the bullet hit a little bit on an angle, which should have helped deflect it, but it didn't. It just went right through. The shell pinched the liner a little bit, went right through the sweatband, and if anyone was wearing this helmet, it would not have ended well for him. You can see the debris in the bottom of the helmet. One of these A-washers was ripped out. You can see the stud on the back. And if we look at the sweatband, you can see the bullet went right through the sweatband. It's not leather, so it just kind of tore chunks of the whatever material they use. So all those YouTube comments I had on that last video asking if they would stop shrapnel, no. Here's a look at the bullet. This is kind of interesting. You expect that mushrooming when it hits dirt or mud or whatever, but this has got kind of a flat edge where it hit the helmet, and then you can see that kind of hook where it deflected a little bit just because of the curve of the helmet. So there you go. That is a ballistic test of a reproduction M1 helmet. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and thanks for watching.